kaiju fans of all kinds, I'm back with another video, and today we are finally going to be continuing the new Bandai Movie Monster series figure reviews with the Bandai Movie Monster series Destoroyah. So I'm finally back with another video, I should say, and kind of sound like a broken record saying this in my videos at this point, but I was planning on returning back in January or February, but little did I know what 2020 had in store for us. The world's kind of fallen apart since then. Well, okay, I've had like 2 other videos, but not ones that I'm talking in. I haven't really worked on anything, but now I finally am. And I'm just continuing with the newer Movie Monster series figure reviews because I really want to try to finish reviewing all of them. And we were on Destoroyah, which I actually recorded this review back in what was that? The summer of last year. But then the whole Kappa stuff happened and yada yada yada. I just deleted it because I didn't like how the video came out. But I'm going to stop rambling and actually talk about the figure now. Obviously this is from Godzilla vs. Destoroyah. It came out in 2017 along with the Burning Godzilla. Tag is really cool looking. I love the picture of Destoroyah on it. Got the 2017 emblem, says Destoroyah. Inside, got his little trademark logo there. This looks like... This is obviously still a Destoroyah, but it looks like the monster arts for some reason. Like, it looks like one of the poses they got the monster arts in. I have no idea why. It just does to me. And on the back, Godzilla vs. Destoroyah, Movie Monster series, and then the little silhouette of his shoulder, I think. Yeah, it's like his shoulders, head, there. So yeah, the tag looks pretty cool. Now onto the figure, starting with detail. Now, the detail on this guy is pretty good, but not the best. If we start with the face here, it's pretty good detail on the face. Teeth look okay. His head crests look a little bit smaller than they do in the movie. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Same with his horn. Well, okay, I don't know about his horn, but it's definitely... We're going to compare him to the older figure later. His horn is a lot shorter on this figure. Going down, we got his big shoulder spikes. His hands look pretty good. His weird chest thing that was supposed to be a mouth in the movie originally. Wings look pretty good. You see the detail going all the way up there. His back, I don't know if it's just me, but it looks a little bit lacking in detail. As you can see, his smaller wings are molded onto the figure there, just like the old one. Legs look pretty good. Going all the way down, we got his many toes and little knee spikes. Then going down his tail to his little tail pincher thing. Detail looks pretty good. Not as good as the old one though, which like I said, we'll compare them later. But it's a slight step down from the old one. Now moving on to paint job. This is what I really want to talk about with this guy. It's kind of just meh. Starting again with the head, we got the horn, which got a nice yellow color to it. I like the gold on his eyes. His teeth are actually painted, so that's good. Tongue's not, but whatever. The horns here are painted sort of on the outside, but not on the inside, so it's a bit weird looking. Got a little bit of shading around the neck area, going down to the chest. Chest looks okay. It's got kind of a tan color to it. It looks like to me his shoulder spikes here are painted a different color of red on the front, but not so much on the back. Wings here, each segment here is painted a different red, so that's good. So his fingers are painted okay, except for they're not painted on the bottom, which again looks a little awkward. Got a slightly different shade of red on his crotch area. And we got some white for his toes and knee spikes, which, yep, are not painted on the bottom either. The area I really want to bring up how lazy the paint is on this, though, is the back. The back has basically no paint on it. I mean, I think there's a slightly different shade of red going down the middle here, but it doesn't really look like that. The tail doesn't really look like it has any paint, except for, again, that slightly different shade of red going down the middle. The back of the wings are not painted in the slightest. So, that's pretty lazy. The paint job overall is okay. It's not the best. They definitely kind of got lazy in a couple areas, and this is kind of when Bandai started to get lazy with at least their paint jobs, and also the sizing, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, articulation, it's pretty standard for a Destoroyah figure. His legs can move about yay high, or probably 360 if his hands were in the way, because the hands do not actually move, they are just molded there. Head doesn't move, tail has a glue seal, so if you want to break it, I don't see why you'd want to go. And then of course the wings can move, I should get them closed, just like the old Bandai figure, so you can have them with the wings closed. So the articulation is basically the same as the original. Here we have them compared next to a couple Ultraman figures with the Bandai Ultraman Zero and the Bandai Ultra Monster DX series Chimera Barros. Kind of decided to throw him in there because people always say these two look alike, and they're not wrong, they do kind of look alike. Here we have them compared next to the NECA Burning Godzilla 2019 and the NECA Burning Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Destoroyah. I already did this comparison in his review, but I'm doing it again because why not? Here I have him compared next to the Bandai Movie Monster series Burning Godzilla, which was released with Destoroyah. Now, I do like when the recent Movie Monster series figures do something like this, where they release two monsters from the same movie, like they did it with Mogier and Space Godzilla and these two. Kinda wish they would do that more often. Now I like to back the camera out a little bit for this one, because here we have him compared next to the Bandai 6-inch Destoroyah and the Bandai 8-inch Destoroyah. I think out of these three figures, the 8-inch one might be my favorite, to be honest. I just really like that one. Maybe I'll give him his own review one day. But we're actually going to go more in depth with the 6-inch ones here. Alright, so I've closed their wings a bit so they'll fit in frame better. But here we have them compared to the older Bandai Destoroyah. Now right off the bat, one thing you're going to notice is that, well, first of all, I should have mentioned, this is actually not a repaint. Obviously, you probably noticed this by now. But this is a brand new sculpt. Which I will say, that is cool that Bandai did that instead of just repainting it like they do with basically all the other ones. But one thing that's definitely noticeable here is he is significantly smaller compared to the 6-inch Destoroyah, which is why he doesn't at all scale up with the Burning Godzilla 6-inch figure. Then again, the 8-inch Destoroyah scales up with that. Not even the old one here scales up with a 6-inch Godzilla. Or at least not for movie accuracy. Now another advantage the old one has is also the detailing. It just looks a lot better on the older one. There's a lot more detail on it, or at least it's more pronounced, I guess. And the biggest thing is obviously the paint job, as you can see. Like if we're going to turn him around here, you can see the back of his wings are painted. I guess technically there is on here too only like kind of a slightly different shade of red going down the back of him, which is fine, I guess. But yeah, the old one definitely has the superior paint job in detail and sizing. The articulation is exactly the same. One of the biggest differences here too is that the horns are definitely different. The little one's a bit more thick and short, while the other one's a bit thinner and longer. It's also bent because this is a pre-owned figure. Also, this one's more of a yellow color, so technically I think the horn looks a little bit better on that one. So that was my review on the Bandai Movie Monster series Destoroyah from 2017. Overall, it's an okay figure. It's not really the best. I think the older one is definitely better. But if you don't have a Destoroyah figure, this is also not a bad one to pick up. I think you can still get it on Amazon for a decent price, so if you can and you want a Destoroyah, I'd say pick this one up. That'll be all for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.